guys, so welcome to another video, and today I thought I would talk about my thoughts so far on Dragonflight and some channel plans, because it's, it's about that time, new expansion, new plans and all that. And yeah, so this is going to be a review unlike the others you've seen, because as many of you guys know, I have been very disappointed in World of Warcraft pretty much since the end of Legion. I went in with a lot less hype into BFA, and I was part of the alpha with BFA, and I predicted a crappy expansion. And it turned out to be a crappy expansion. And then with Shadowlands, I had next to no hype going in. And I even mentioned that on the launch stream that we did on the YouTube channel. And yeah, that turned out to be a crappy expansion too. And I almost didn't even play that expansion. I'd actually done a quit video right before the pre-patch of Shadowlands was going to happen, because I was so frustrated from BFA. And then I changed my mind because, I do a lot of old content, so really it doesn't matter if an expansion's bad or not. I'll just go do, achievements I haven't done before, or collect old mounts, and, yeah. So when it came to Dragonflight, I remember I had done a reaction video to the announcement, and I was pretty underwhelmed, we'll say. And even going into the launch, I expressed that I didn't like the dragon riding. And I did play the beta, so, I experienced it before the launch. So that's our little intro to our story, a little background of me. For those that are new to the channel, I've been playing since 2004. I play a lot. I have over 1,000 days of playtime on my account, and I've been playing pretty much every day since I started in 2004. Basically, up until BFA, I didn't really dislike any expansion, except for maybe Kata, but it wasn't like, I still played the hell out of Kata, it just was the worst of all of them at that time, but I'd never really had a dislike for any until BFA. Long story short, I've been in Dragonflight. I streamed the first week on Twitch. May or may not level us. We'll see.
Now I have a story to tell. Farewell then, friend.
Okay, this one will.
I await your return with pleasure.
No boat, even if you found an unwitting stranger. Help. Don't follow the rules, Rurik. Life's a lot funner that way.
Where have you come from?
There we go. Level 70. Nice. And I think the zones look pretty good. I like the leveling aspect. I think it's a little too fast, but whatever. That's kind of the community that Blizzard has now, is the super fast leveling, right? So zone-wise, I think it's nice. I think dragon riding almost is a little too fast, but I'm sure no one else. I'm sure everyone wants to go super fast, but I felt like I was passing by everything I needed to get to. Like, I have to really be careful now, and I have to really pay attention to where I'm flying and how fast I'm flying. And yeah, and I'm a person that likes to autopilot more or less, right? So yeah, I've I've definitely had to return to a lot of towns because of going a little too fast. So dragon riding was one that I really disliked, a major one, and it's still a dislike. I like that it's a fast mount and all, but I don't have the patience for the orbs. And I have all the glyphs. I've gone every single glyph. I have max orbs, and I still do not have the patience to wait for those orbs. You know, when I want to fly, I want to fly. Like I want to say we're getting in the air and then get in the air. You know, like, yeah. I think I will enjoy dragon riding more when we can use our own mounts, because then if I'm out of orbs, I can just use my regular mount. Although I have to say, chances are, even although the regular mounts are a lot slower, you know, by like 500% or so, I think I would go back to that. I do prefer my regular mounts. You know, in a perfect world, your regular mounts would just get that same speed, but that is not the world we're in right now. So yeah, but you know, I prefer to be on the mounts that I've worked hard to farm, and you don't work hard to farm dragon riding. The next thing I guess we'll talk about is rep. Rep is different for sure. I feel like you don't need it. You know, I'm a person that likes to do everything, so I'm gonna do it anyway. But definitely a lot of it seems to be tied to cosmetics, so yeah. You know, a lot of people do praise this expansion for being an expansion that you can... It's a better use of your time, you don't seem behind or anything. And cool to those that feel that way, and I don't feel behind either, you know, but I never did, you know? Like, if I didn't like something, then I'd go do something else. Nothing in WoW over the past 18 years ever really forced me to do anything. You know, like, sure, there's some FOMO mounts out there and stuff like that, but for the most part, if I didn't like what was going on, I went and did something else, you know? Like, pretty much all of Shadowlands, I was farming Legion mounts, you know? So yeah. Personally, I think an MMO should make you want to stay in there. Like, I don't think it should have to force you to stay in there, but the content should make you want to not leave it, you know? And that's how I felt for a lot of years with WoW. You know, the content was good, and I never wanted to play anything else. The next topic is professions. Now, professions, I have always loved professions, and I can't do it. I can't. Like, the crafting orders, oh, they made me shut off the game. Yeah, I was trying to, like, accept the professions that is in Dragonflight right now, and then, like, the minute I was, you know, at the crafting orders and doing that, I was like, you know what? I don't even want to play this right now. And I logged out, went back to my Disney game, which seems to be my, you know, we'll get into that a little later on. But yeah, so professions, I'm gonna give that one a bit. Right now, I dislike it, but it is a new feature, you know, a new different look on professions, and I've made myself accept many new things in WoW, so I'm gonna give myself like a month. I'm gonna give myself a month. If by a month I still dislike professions like I do right now, then it probably won't go away. I'll probably continue to dislike them throughout all of Dragonflight. And that's basically it. There's no plus or raids out yet, so I can't really give my thoughts on that. I'm doing this review video on week 2, at the end of week 2, hitting the weekend. So yeah, all I can say is, you know, in conclusion, I was bored. Yeah, that's what the conclusion of this video is that I did my leveling for my main character. Brought her into some dungeons, some M0s, because that's, all we can do right now. And, I did some achievements, got some mounts, and, I just was bored. I was super bored. I don't know what it was, but I've been playing, this is bringing us to the topic of Disney now. I've been playing a lot of Disney Dreamlight Valley. I did my first stream on it back in October on the YouTube channel. It's the one and only stream I've done so far on the YouTube channel, but over on Twitch, I have been playing the fuck out of that game. We're over 100 hours into it now. And honestly, I'm grateful because I wonder what I would have been doing if I would have been forcing myself into some Dragonflight content right now, or if I would be playing some other game. Thankfully, Disney is doing it for me. There's a grind in Disney that I feel Dragonflight doesn't have. And I don't, it's so weird to say that because it's an MMO, right? But, I've got reputations I can go after in the Disney game, and crafting, and, right now it's Christmas holidays, so or Christmas season, so I'm decorating for Christmas. And, there's new characters that have been coming into the game, and mining, and fishing, and and that's been my game lately. And so that brings us to the next topic, and that is, what are we gonna do on the channel? Because I was sitting here the last week, and I was like, well, I haven't streamed on YouTube in a couple of weeks, and I'll tell you straight out why that is. A major reason is because I know the YouTube channel is very WoW focused, and I don't know what I'm doing for WoW anymore. Hell, as of last Monday, I stopped making a WoW Weekly episode. I don't know if you guys just thought I missed it or something, or but WoW Weekly with Mist is done. I don't make them anymore. The last one was the week before launch, and the reason for that is, well, there's two. One, it's my thoughts right now on WoW and Dragonflight and all that, and I'm the only one with them. I've listened to how other people think of Dragonflight, and I've seen the forums and all that, and everyone loves it, and I'm glad you guys all love it. It's been a while since we've had a good one. For me, we're still waiting, well, I am. For me, I'm still waiting. I think Dragonflight is gonna be the worst one for me because I'm already not playing. That's how I determine whether an expansion is good or not in my eyes, is that at least with Shadowlands, which, was the one that was the worst, at least I was still playing it, Now I don't know how much I really plan on doing directly in Dragonflight. So, which will be really weird for me. I usually play the fuck out of every expansion, but because of that, I just wasn't sure if I wanted to continue to follow the news every week, report on everything I normally do. I've always been pretty informative when it comes to those news videos, so you always got every little detail, patch notes and class changes and mounts and whatever, weekly events, and it's a lot to pay attention to every week, and even more to cover, and then also a lot to edit. So the only reason I would have actually kept that up, disliking Dragonflight, is with more support on the channel. And we just don't have that. I don't get the type of support that I feel I would need to keep a news video going in an expansion that I more or less would be pushing more hours into playing it in order to properly give you the news. And that probably sounds really bad. It would have been something I'd be willing to do for you guys. I did in Shadowlands, but I can't do another one. Not as a YouTuber that barely gets by on their fucking YouTube content, So that's kind of what it came down to. Channel plans. Okay. So with all this said, you guys know me. Well, maybe some newcomers don't, but I more or less made this video for those that are already on the channel, but welcome to the channel if you are new. You guys know me. I love my WoW. I have been playing for 18 years. I'm a straight go person. Like if you want a straight answer, you ask me a question, I'll give it to you straight. I don't bullshit. And these are my opinions, Just because everyone else is loving the expansion doesn't mean I am. And yeah. In my personal opinion, Legion is still the last best expansion, and Dragonflight I think's gonna be the worst one for me, just off the sole fact that it's got more things I dislike in it, and it's already bored me. It's like no expansion ever has had me leave in the first week. I was gone on I was gone by that weekend, By the time the weekend came, my character was already 70. I'd already done the glyphs and stuff, and I was getting bored. I didn't even want to really do rep. I am intrigued with the Tuskar. I do like the Tuskar. The Murloc questline was really cute. There is good things about Dragonflight, but I just don't think there's anything there to hold on to my interest, or hold my interest. The good part is I do still love my game, and I do love old content, so WoW streams are still gonna be there. And I still have characters I want to level, and we're in a pretty alt-friendly expansion right now, so I'm gonna level some alts. We're gonna do our mount runs like we usually do on the Wednesdays, and yeah, so the WoW content will still be there. But you may see some Disney every so often as well. And yeah. But yeah. Just want to make it clear, this is not a quit video. It's just a review, and it's still early in. It's however, in most cases I'd be like, oh, it's only week 2. They can change things around, but for me, this is that one time where I can say nothing's gonna change, because I'm not going in thinking it's great, that's the difference, is that I already dislike things and they're major features of the expansion. So unless they go and piss off the rest of the world by removing dragon flying and putting professions back to normal, I'm gonna still probably have these thoughts a year down the road. The only difference is a year down the road, maybe the rest of the community has discovered some other shit. So yeah. But I'm no stranger to making the best out of a bad expansion. I've been, this would be the 3rd one I would do it for. So yeah. So those are my thoughts. Those are the channel plans. So nothing's really changing with the channel. Just you might not see a whole lot of Dragonflight. But like I said, I will be leveling alts and stuff. So that is today's video. Hopefully it wasn't too rambly. And let me know what your thoughts are on Dragonflight. I'm sure they're great. Everyone loves Dragonflight right now. And yeah, and that's totally me. It has always been me to be the outcast of what everyone else is doing or going through or whatever. Like, yeah, it's such a missed thing to dislike the one expansion that everyone fucking loves right now. Granted, it's the honeymoon period. A lot of people always love the first week or two of a new expansion. But I feel like Dragonflight's really getting a lot of positivity. And hopefully it stays, you know? For those that like it, you already like the major features, so, you know, like, that's a plus. I think for me, the biggest thing is that I'm not liking, like, 2 major features of the expansion, so yeah. It doesn't mean I won't play it, though, you know, I still play WoW, you know. I'm capable of playing the game and having dislikes for certain features of it. Like, just because I don't like dragon riding and the professions being changed doesn't mean that there isn't other things to do in the game. You know, that's just two parts. So anyway, I'm gonna end. I feel like I'm rambling now. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you back on stream next week. And yeah, have a great weekend, guys. Bye.